Hey there guys, we're going to be going back to the final boss of Dark Visions 25. Now the first clear I did was right after the final boss stages opened. I did it quickly, I didn't do much testing, I got the video uploaded because a lot of you like seeing a video right away. Now I have had time to sit down and analyze my clear, optimize it a little bit, and get a better score. So I've gotten a 26 billion clear at this point, 174 count chain, because I've made some changes. First of all, to make it easier to copy, we're not relying on limited stuff like the Leave It To Me card. All this stuff is basically permanent stuff or nothing unique that doesn't have a replacement. I've also optimized the rotation to the point where Rikku is taking more hits. She's now provoking all the single target stuff, which gives the single target magic, which gives us more things to counterattack, etc. And I've improved the gearing and all that. So I'll have an updated turn chart in the comments. You can look at that if you want to. You can also use timestamps to skip straight to the gearing section. We'll show that at the end. But I'm going to now be doing two different clears. It's going to be the same clear, but we're going to do it two times. The first time, I'm going to go very quickly. I'm not going to explain much. We're going to speed through it and do a run as quickly as we can to just give you an idea of when you're running this for variants, how long does a single run take? Because normally I'll explain everything, etc. So we're going to go very quickly the first run. The second run, I'll slow it down. We'll explain stuff, I'll tell you why I'm doing stuff, etc. So for now, let's get a nice quick clear in, 3-turn clear, roll some variants, see how we can get this going. So the auto casting is going to slow us down quite a bit. Rivera will Scarlet Wave, Nicole is going to go afterwards, Rikku is going to cripple, Ferris is going to LB, Wilk's going to Cloud Style, Ash is going to LB. We'll do that, we'll chain this, wait for the chain to build, we'll cap it with cripple. Nicole will True Enhancing, Water on Rikku, and Flood. Wait for the capping to finish. That pushes us below 90%. Get it going, and there it is. So Ash is currently provoking for now. She's wearing immunity and all that, death immunity, all that good stuff. Stop immunity, also very important on Ash. There we go. Okay, turn 2, we're going to have Rikku do her LB. We're going to have Ash do Nethicite. We're going to have Rivera do Mirage. We're going to have Wilk do 90 Break. We're going to have Ferris do the Leviathan. And Nicole will do his LB. So there is the turn 2. So once again, Rikku is provoking. And again, we're going to slow it down quite a bit on the next clear. So if I'm going too quickly for you, don't worry about it. We're going to slow it down. So now it is time to shift our Ash. We'll use her in just a moment. Let's go ahead and shift our Rikku. We're going to use Varja. We don't care about targeting our own party. This is going to push the boss below 70 or below 80. I don't care. Let's stop immune with Ferris. Let's have Rivera do Duet. We're going to provoke on Rikku and do Vigilant Orchestra. Let's have Wilk do his LB. Let's have Nicole do the field. And let's have Ash do the Machine Killer on Rikku. Okay, so there's a run. Now here comes the RNG. The boss might do 40 attacks or 39. The boss might do minimal. So machine arms, a few big bombs, freeze array. We only got one big bomb. This is a bad variance. I can already tell you right now, we're not getting a lot of counters. Big bomb is what we want to see. You want to see 3 big bombs, 2 flame grenades, a bunch of thunders, etc. This is going to be a bad run. You see, normally I would just retreat right here, because I already know it's a bad run, so... But we'll play it out. $111. Bad run. We're not even going to see the score. That was a bad run. You see, you know right away. When you see barely any big bombs, just retreat. Come again. Now let's go back. Let's slow it down a notch. I'm now going to explain step by step why we're doing things, etc. And then I will edit in my current highest run at the end, so, or after this. Okay, so, Ash is currently provoking. We're going to use Ash, her base form LB. This is for the mitigation. The base form applies general mitigation, machine mitigation, magical, etc. So now we're mitigating so Rikku can provoke the magic later in the fight. Ferris is going to shift form LB. That's going to fire Imperil, break the boss, and do like a speck of damage. Wilk is going to shift form Hurricane Fist. That is going to Fist Imperil and unlock his big break. Rivera will Scarlet Wave to match up with Wilk. And Rikku, while dual wielding, will do Cripple. This is going to be pretty much all the damage. It hits twice very quickly, so we're gonna wait till the chain is at about 15. Then we're gonna click Rikku, and her pretty much by herself is going to push us below 90. So here we go. We're gonna chain the back row, wait for the chain to be about 15. We're gonna click Rikku. The first hit does about 6. The second hit does about 6. There's about 12%. Now we're in the between 90 to 80 phase. Perfect. After all of that, Nicole is going to True Enhancing Stance, Elemental Power Water on Rikku, and then Flood. Okay, so Ash is provoking with Evasion, Ice Immune, or 200 Ice Resist, as well as Stop Immunity. The boss does do single target stop. We're imperiled, not worried about it. Okay, turn 2, we're going to use Riku's LB to put up the modifier buff for her counter. We're going to use Wilk to Vengeance against the Dreadnought. That's a 90% break. Ferris is going to do the Leviathan field on this turn. Rivera will do Mirage by casting Musical Barrier. Nicole will do the LB for just the stat buff, basically. And Ash will do Power to Destroy Nethicite. That is from the 5-star Ash STMR. Because sometimes the boss does Proton Beam. Right there, Proton Wave. That was Nethicited. Otherwise, it'll hit the entire party. For honestly low damage, you don't even need Nethicite, but, you know, we're being optimized. Okay, so turn 3, we're going to go ahead and kill. We're going to shift and get Ash ready. We're going to use Rivera to duet. We only need a dual cast here. We're going to Choir Solo. This is going to make Rikku take over provoking duties. So all the single target now goes to Rikku. And we're going to Vigilant Orchestra so she covers. And Rikku is going to shift here, and we're going to do Vajra for the Berserk. Now, we could target our own party, Mirage, etc., but honestly, the only penalty for going below 80% is that the boss does an extremely weak fixed single target. It's going to deal like 100 extra damage to Rikku. Irrelevant. So all that targeting your own party, while technically speaking, is the optimized way to do it. We don't need to, and it slows you down. So we're not going to bother. Ferris is going to do stop immunity from Lakshmi because there's a single target stop and we're not wearing immunity on Rikku, who is now our provoker. So we're going to stop immunity to make her not get stopped. Wilk will do his LB to get accuracy down. Technically, this is optional. The damage the boss does is actually pretty low when you break him and all, but there's no reason not to, so we accuracy down. Nicole will do his field to put up the Imperil field, left side only. It does need to be crowned. And then we'll do the Machine Killer on Rikku. So, we will, again, hope for good variance. So we're looking for a lot of big bombs and flame grenades. 1 big bomb, 2 big bomb, 3 big bomb, flame grenade. This is looking good. That's 4 of the 5 AoEs. 1 more flame grenade. Come on, boss. He didn't do it. Damn it! He only did 4 of the 5 AoEs. He did barely any of his second round rotation attacks. So this is not going to be our best possible, but he did do 4 of the 5 AoEs and like 4 of the single targets. So this has the potential to be good. It's just not going to be the best possible. So my best is currently 174. Counters. 160. Yeah, he didn't do that last AoE, so we missed out on at least 6 counters, etc. So that wasn't great. Whatever. Anyway, let's go and see the damage breakdown real quickly, but then I will show you. I'm going to edit in the previous, my current high, 22. My current high score is 174, which is a 25 billion. I'll go ahead and show that to you real quick. So let me edit this in. Be right back. All right, guys, real quick, we're going to look at a replay of my previous highest. So I pushed the threshold or pushed this off. So there was 1, 2 big bombs and a flame grenade. So that was 3. The other flame grenades. That was 4 of 5 AoEs again. We just had better luck on counter RNG at that point. So we had 2 extra counters, yeah, on the 174. So each counter on Rikku is a 7-hit chain. 164. So 174 chain is 25 counters. And again, we only had 4 or 5 big AoEs on this attempt. You basically need to get the 5 AoEs plus a bunch of single targets. There was the 174 chain. It went to 25 billion, etc. Anyway, I'll stop that for now. Let's go back to the actual game and close this up. Anyway, so that was the 25 billion of my old highest at 174 chain, which gave me a 295 score, and at the current time, that's rank 82. Anyway, let me go ahead and show you the party that we used. So here is the party. Now, we optimized this a lot. I basically cut down all the fluff that we didn't need, like the Leave It To Me card, etc. So Nicole is starting on the Leviathan Esper, starting in the shift form, just to save clicking. Shift form is using just the mana reduction, status immunity, because the boss does paralyze, as well as just a little bit of Esper fill. And I spread out the Esper fill among the entire party. That way, one unit isn't auto-casting 5 times per turn, you know what I mean? That way, all the units are only auto-casting once per turn, or twice. No vision card on Nicole. Berserker Rikku in the base form is using her own STMR and then a fire weapon. We are dual wielding. That way the cripple attack hits twice. And cripple is important because cripple will give us 75% physical damage reduction, physical mitigation. That way, because we're not using full evasion anymore, we are taking some hits. And the 75% physical mitigation helps her to minimize the damage taken in phase during the counter phase. So just, a dual wield build. She's got really high machine killer naturally. We gave her Wisdom of Hess in the base form for auto shell. And then we gave her auto bravery for an attack buff on turn 1, because we're not using buffs on turn 1. So there it is. And her base form has 300 machine killer, and she's dual wielding, etc. And then the Titus card. Shift form is now using Kanya. This is the Envy Vaughn's STMR, and the reason we're choosing this, it's a 2-handed fist, and it gives 35 physical evasion, so it makes it a little bit easier. Technically speaking, you could just not use evasion and eat the damage. It might be okay. She takes very little damage when she's mitigated up. You can try that if you want. It may work fine. I don't know. Double Blizzard Orb, her own TMR, Ruler's Crown, a double-handed attack with Machine Killer. And then we're just going all in for counter. So Looming Wrath and Proof of Talent to give her more counter chances. And then the counter materia for even more counter chances. All in for as much counter. So double Blizzard Orb, Looming Wrath, and Proof of Talent. How much is Proof of Talent? Is 25%. So Looming Wrath is a 50 counter rate up, and then 25. So counter rate ups, for those that don't know, are not additive. They're multiplicative. So they're additive together and then multiplicative. So this is a 75% increase to counter chance. Blizzard Orb is a 30% chance to counter. So the 30% is not plus 50. It's not an 80% chance to counter. It's 30% chance with 50% higher chance, which is a 1.5 modifier. So with just Looming Wrath, that would be 30 plus 50 is 45% chance. We're also using Proof of Talent, so Blizzard Orb is 30 plus 75%, which is like a 52% chance per Blizzard Orb. Now, Blizzard Orbs, when you're wearing 2 of them, they don't add themselves together. Each one is an individual roll. So when you, for example, when you get hit one time, so that one-time counter will check this Blizzard Orb. We're currently at 52% chance with Blizzard Orb. If that Blizzard Orb triggers the counter, you're done. You got a counter. That check stops. If that Blizzard Orb, 48% chance to not counter, if that happens, it checks the second Blizzard Orb. That gets a new roll of 52% chance. If that one still fails to trigger a counter, it'll go to your third source, our counter materia. So we've got, and this again gets increased by 75% thanks to Looming Wrath 50 up and Proof of Talent 25 up. So again, another 52% chance. So we've currently got 3 different 52% chances to counter a physical attack. Now this is only physical attacks. The Blizzard Orbs are physical or magic. So we've got a 52% twice to counter magic attacks and a 52% chance 3 times to counter physical attacks. So lots of chances of counter. And we gave her the chain cap up from this. If you don't have Titus's card, swap your Ruler's Helm to a Magister's Helm, and that'll still give you the chain cap up, and you can give her any vision card you want. Don't give her too much fire or ice. Basically, if you use the same build I'm using, you're fine, because with the Imperil, that'll lower you to still be vulnerable to fire and ice and lightning for the attacks the boss does. Ash in both forms geared identical. Passive provoke, 180 or better ice resist. Passive provoke, death immunity, stop immunity. I got a few comments asking why are we getting stopped. This gives stop immunity, so she's provoking for stop immunity on turn 1. An evasion card, etc. A little bit of Esperfill. Shift form, pretty much identical, but we're not using Esperfill on the shift form. And this should be. It doesn't matter because we only shift on turn 3, and then we're covering at that point. So there it is. Ferris is only using the shift form, like half-ass geared for damage, because I don't want to over push. And now she's not using. She was using a card in the first video. She's not using a card anymore because Rikku with the dual wield cripple pushes that threshold by herself. So we don't really need more damage from the rest of the party. So here's the build. I mean, a little bit of damage to help out with variance, but there it is. Wilk starting in the shift form. Same thing. We're not really geared for much damage because I don't want to over push. And Rikku with the cripple does it all by herself. So there we go. Now he is using 12 LB per turn and the Pause of Prosperity. This gives him a guaranteed fill by turn 3. So on turn 1, we use his whole LB gauge with Hurricane Fist. Then we fill 30 more from Nicole. Then we fill 12 at the end of the turn from autofill, 12 more at the end of the turn from autofill on turn 2. That's a total of 54 guaranteed. This gives us the other 6 guaranteed across 2 turns. If you don't have Pause of Prosperity, start in the base form and then shift on turn 1, and then Call of the Wild will be the other 8 you're missing. But that would require an extra Brave Shift. In order to cut down on Brave Shifting, I'm just using Pause of Prosperity. But there it is. And then Rivera, just using Scarlet Wave, Bayonet Synergy, and really kind of his own STMR. And he does. Oh, and then someone's on Lakshmi for stop immunity on turn 3. Anyway, there's the updated clear I'm doing. And again, I only got a 25 billion so far. With a perfect counter setup, I'll do as high as 30 plus, but just requires luck. We got to get all 5 of those physical AoEs and then a bunch of single targets. It's just luck of the draw. Okay, see you in a bit.